For almost 200 years, the Capitol building has been known as the Temple of Liberty. But many of the men and women who built that temple never tasted the liberty that it promised. Countless slaves worked from dawn to dusk, 7 days a week, in every kind of weather to raise this building. The hot, humid summers of August, the biting cold in January, they were there. They cut timber, they sawed planks, they molded and fired the bricks, they quarried and cut and hauled the stones that formed the walls, the most enduring symbol of this nation's democracy. They survived blistering heat, as I've indicated, in those bitter winters that we know so well here. They endured snakes, mosquitoes. Many worked with nothing but rags on their backs, and many had no shoes on their feet. Even the statue that adorns the dome was built by a slave, as mentioned by Senator Chambliss. But what he failed to mention, his name was Philip Reid, R-E-I-D. The name of the statue is freedom. Today we remember the slaves who built this Temple of Liberty. Many of them never saw freedom themselves, as we know. The same year the statue, freedom, was placed atop the dome of the Capitol, the Emancipation Proclamation was signed. That proclamation was not an end of slavery in America, nor was it the end of discrimination and injustice in this land. But it was the beginning of the end of an evil institution and of a dark chapter of this nation's history. It's painful to remember that a nation founded on the principle of liberty and justice for all denied that liberty and justice to so many for so long. But the memory of that grievous wrong is also a reminder that change is possible and that together we can continue to build a more perfect union. The fight for change could have no finer leader than our first speaker, John Lewis. The gentle congressman from Georgia wasn't alone as he fought for and won equal rights for Americans. Hundreds of thousands of men and women were beside him, ahead of him, and behind him as he marched in Washington in 1963. And 600 freedom-loving Americans marched by his side from Selma toward Montgomery and faced the billy clubs, tear gas, police dogs of that bloody Sunday with John Lewis. But history, when finally written, will show that few people have left a mark as deep and lasting as Congressman Lewis. This weekend, marchers will reenact the 1965 Edmund Pettus Bridge crossing. I joined John at that reenactment last year. It's a day I will never, ever forget. That march is a testament to John Lewis's legacy and a reminder of how far we've come together.